Mr. Galamian believed that every bow should start with a tiny little articulation in the same way that a singer sings with a consonant, right? And that kind of sparks the sound into the space of the concert hall. He believed that every bow, no matter what you were playing, should be with a little bit of start. And it can be as much as that, or it can be as little as that, but it should never be, right? I think he must have gotten sick of what I call banana bows,
Right.
people not starting right away. So this is a very good way to practice, even if you're not going to use the catch bow in the final product. Because why? Because it makes you have a good sounding point, right? So if I'm going to play this note to avoid this, that sort of thing, I start with a good sounding point, and I might make a tiny. Now you can hear that, but I don't think that people in the hall can hear that.
Sure.
Or I could practice like that. Now what this is doing is it's making my fingers feel the bow, and I'm also getting a great sounding point. So then when I play, I won't want, and I don't want accents on the bow changes, but I will practice it that way. And of course, when you have something like when you're doing right,
Right.
and even the even that will help you settle both hands, right?
Right.
So the bow is in a sounding point, but also the left hand has to have a certain relation to the string if you're playing that loud at the start of the stroke.
Do you practice it under tempo with the catch bow first?
Yeah.
And then, okay.
Yeah.
So,
Good. Also that B. It was up both. It was up both.
and on each individual one too?
Probably not. Just the
okay.
slurs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep going because you're going down there. And there. Yeah, and you can see the sound is so, you can hear it's so clear and crisp and present. Often when that note doesn't speak.
Yeah.
So making sure that I have a good sound point, doing the hyphens, and having my finger in this, and doing a little catch bow, that really will protect me against this problem in the future. You want to try it now once. Don't put a catch bow unless you really want it musically now.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I got a little muddy at the end.
Yeah, and you turned the wood over so that the wood was more directly over the hair, and that helped it come out crisply. That's nice. That's really nice. You might want a little bit more there. Did you notice that was a little like
Yeah.
that? And I think it's 1, 2. Very proud. And G, same thing. Yeah. So you can use this whenever you want that kind of clarity, whenever you want a little accent or a little extra happy. So that's really helpful. In order to get the hand to do these catch bows, one of the things that Mr. Galamian taught a lot of was collé. Have you done some collé stroke?
yeah.
I think you told me you
Yes.
had. And did you do, where in the bow did you do it? Did you do it at the frog middle tip?
I've mostly done it at the frog.
Mostly at the frog.
But I had a teacher who made me do it in like every part of the bow.
That's good. Okay, so the collet, Mr. Galamian described as a pizzicato with the bow, and it's a small movement of the finger. So you would start the exercise initially being on the string, and then I'm just moving my fingers. I'm trying not to move my arm. And once I go up bow, then I immediately drop back down. You stayed up, but
I stayed up a little
yeah.
one.
That's right. Good. And now do a down bow. So you start down bow and again right back up.
Okay, and then I go back into the position.
Right. And you can see the benefit of this exercise because not only are you going to have the catch bows, which help, the articulation, you're moving the fingers,
right.
So you're loosening the hand. So he never showed me, Mr. Galamian never showed me any of the exercises with the, with the give of the hand whatsoever. He just did the collet and then martelet, which is related.
Right.
And when I teach martelet, I ask people to play it first in the middle half of the bow. So from here to there and not from frog to tip, because that's a little more complicated. Right. So would you do that for me? Good, maybe a little more bow. Perfect. And you hear how that ring is happening? That is the sound of a good martelet. Sometimes when people initially try to do martelet, right, there's this little extra grab. So you have to really release. And I even sometimes take my fingers off, take off, so that I won't have all of those extra noises. Terrific. Terrific. That's wonderful. And now try full bow martelet.
Okay. It's a lot harder.
And I would like to say why. Because it's different parts of your arm. When you go from frog to tip, frog to middle, you are pulling the upper arm back. But you don't do that as you go on. You have to switch gears into the forearm so that you don't end up with a terrible sounding point. Right. So it's really kind of fun to start to feel when you're doing a really quick stroke. So you have first that and then that. And if you do it in the air, try it without your bow. Right.
Yeah.
Nice. You're getting the sound point better every time. Yeah, that's really good. So this comes in so handy in so many pieces. Can you think of anywhere in your Brahms that you would like to use a stroke like this?
Maybe the octaves?
Exactly. Boy, doesn't that make a difference when you add the bow? Yeah. And so often we try to keep the stroke short and we stay in the lower half and it lacks something. Well, it lacks the energy that you get out of that big bow. How about these guys? And, right? These are all going to work. Yeah, terrific. So I think you'll find great uses for your martelet.